Hello. So in this video, we are going to discuss quadratic equation. We'll focus in this video basically on various methods to solve quadratic equations and the discriminant of quadratic equations. First of all, the easiest method to solve a quadratic equation is by factors. So we'll discuss factorization method. What we do is we factorize it by splitting its middle term. I'll give you two examples of this. For example, x square minus 5x plus 6. If we have to find this equation, say it's a quadratic equation that is equal to 0. And we have to find the zeros or roots of this quadratic equation. So we can factor this quadratic equation. The rule is whatever the coefficient of x square is. Here we have 1 as the coefficient and the constant term. We product them. So 1 into 6 will be equal to 6. And we need the factors of 6. And we check the sign. If the product is coming as positive, then we need such factors whose sum is going to be the middle term. If the product was negative, then we'll need the factors whose difference is going to be the middle term. Here, the factors of 6 will be 2 and 3. 2 plus 3 is 5, but we need negative 5x. We can't change the question. If we have negative 5x here, so that's what we need. So we'll split the middle term. X square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now here, the middle term is still minus 3 plus minus 2. That will be equal to minus 5x. From the first two terms, we can take x common. So we have x minus 3. From the next two terms, we can take minus 2 common. If we take negative common, then the signs inside change. So this is negative, this will become positive. This is positive, so this will become negative 3 is equal to 0. Now we can take x minus 3 common. It's coming in both of the terms. So we have x minus 3 multiplied by, if we take this common, what's left in the first term? X. In the second term, minus 2 is equal to 0. Now the product of two numbers is 0. That's only possible if at least one of the number is 0. So if the product is 0, so either x minus 3 should be 0 or x minus 2 should be 0. So the answer is x is 3 or x is 2. That's the solution of this quadratic equation. In the same way, we can solve this equation also. If this is equal to 0, we have to find x. So for this, we have to again split the terms. How do we have to split it? 1 multiplied by 6. That is 6. And here's a negative sign. Negative means difference. You need such factors whose difference is coming as 5. So definitely 2 minus 3 can't be 5. But the factors of 6 are 2 and 3. But these are not the only factor. Another factor of 6 we can take is 6 multiplied by 1. 6 and 1 are also factors of 6. So x square minus 6x plus 1x minus 6 is equal to 0. Here from the first two terms we can take x common and definitely check the middle term. It's still coming as minus 5. So we can take x common, we'll get x minus 6. And here we can take 1 common. We'll get x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now we can take x minus 6 common from both of these terms. So we'll get x minus 6 into x plus 1 is equal to 0. That means that either x minus 6 is 0 or x plus 1 is 0. So x equals to 6 or x is equal to minus 1. These are the values of x here, 6 or minus 1. So that's how we can solve the equation by factorization method. Now, this is not the only way we can find a quadratic equation, and definitely all the numbers can't be factored. So another way to find the quadratic equation is by quadratic formula. This you can directly learn. The quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. This is for the general form of quadratic equation, that is represented as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. If we have a quadratic equation in this form, we can find the answer by using quadratic formula. Let's try a equation now. Say you have a quadratic equation 2x square minus 5x minus 1 equals to 0. And you want to find the value of x. So, one method is factorization, but as you can see, the factors of this equation won't come because you can't find any factor of 2 that gives you a difference of 5. So, the other option is to use this formula. In that case, x will be equal to minus b. B is here negative 5. So, negative of negative 5 will be positive 5. Plus minus under root b square, negative 5 square is 25. Minus 4 into a, the first term is 2, into c. The constant term is minus 1. Alright, a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. Upon 2 into a. So that is 2 into 2. So x is coming as 5 plus minus under root. This would be 25 plus 8. So it's going to be 33 upon 4. So from here we can find two values of x. First solution will be x is equal to 5 plus under root 33 by 4. And the next solution will be x is 5 minus under root 33 by 4. So we can find the roots or zeros of any quadratic equation using the quadratic formula also. Now the third thing we are going to discuss in this video is discriminant. And we are going to discuss about the nature of roots also in this video. The three things we are focusing in this video is the nature of roots and how to find quadratic equation by factorization method and by quadratic formula. So nature of roots, it basically means if we see an equation, say 2x square minus 5x plus 1 equals to 0. We don't need to actually find the value of x to determine if this equation is going to give us which kind of root. Like it's going to give us real roots or imaginary roots, if both the roots will be equal or if they will be unequal. We can decide it without even solving this equation. So the properties of the nature of roots depends on the discriminant. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. If you remember the equation of this was x equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So inside this under root, we have our discriminant. This is going to decide the nature of roots because definitely a, b, c are real numbers. So minus b upon 2 is just going to give us some real number. Now this actually decides what kind of number we are going to get at the end. If this equation is 0, say it's minus b plus minus under root 0 upon 2a, then we are going to get only one root. Because plus 0 or minus 0 is going to be the same thing. So first condition is if discriminant b square minus 4ac, if it's equal to 0, that means we are going to get equal roots. This is a very important formula. Questions related to it often come. If b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then we are going to get equal roots. The value of both the roots will be the same. But if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0 means positive. That means first of all, we'll get real roots because the thing inside the under root is positive. This is a real number. This is also a real number. If this under root inside it, we get a positive number, then this is also a real number. So ultimately, the final result will also be real. So we'll get real and distinct. Distinct means unequal. We'll get real and unequal value. If b square minus 4ac is positive, that means it's greater than 0. We're going to get real and distinct roots. But if b square minus 4ac, that is discriminant, is less than 0, in that case, what happens? We get imaginary values. Imaginary values means if inside the under root we get some negative number, say under root minus 1, then that is definitely an imaginary domain. It won't give us any real solutions. So if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, we get an imaginary value. That means no real solutions of this rule. So first, let's discuss some questions related to these. What is the solution of this equation? So we have two ways to go around it. We can definitely directly use the formula. We can also use sum and product of roots formula, but we are going to go through that in the next video. Right now, we are just going to factorize it. So we need factors of 10 whose sum. We have a positive number here. So we need factors of 10 whose sum is equal to 7. Alright, what we want is product of 1 and 10. We'll do the factors of that. Factors of 10 are 5 into 2. Now, if you add 5 and 2, we'll get 7. So, x square minus 5x minus 2x plus 10 is equal to 0. Now, we can take x common from here. X minus 5 minus 2 x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we can take x minus 5 common. Then in the first term, we'll have x. In the second term, minus 2 is equal to 0. That means either x minus 5 is 0 or x minus 2 is 0. If x minus 5 is 0, we'll get x is equal to 5. Or if x minus 2 is 0, we'll get x is equal to 2. So these are the answer. X is either 5 or 2. So option A is correct. Now next question. What is this expression equivalent to? You can just product it. This is simple enough. Or we can use direct formula for sum and product of roots. That we haven't discussed yet. So we'll just product it. So x will be multiplied in these both terms. So x square plus 2x. Minus 3x minus 6. So we are going to get x square minus x minus 6. So option B is correct. X square minus x minus 6. Now next question. In this question, if the roots of the equation are equal, then find k. So we can use b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. If roots are equal, we can simply use this formula. Here a is equal to coefficient of x square 1, b is equal to negative 6, and c is equal to k. So we can use this formula. B square negative 6 square is plus 36. Minus 4 into 1 into k is equal to 0. So 36 will be equal to 4k. So k is simply 36 upon 4, that is equal to 9. So option B is correct. Before this next question, let's try a little more complicated question for this equal rules. Say we have an equation 3x square minus 12x plus n minus 5 equals to 0, and they have equal roots. So you have to find n. For this equation, again b square minus 4ac will be 0. B here is coefficient of x, that is minus 12. A is coefficient of x square, that is 3. And C, the constant term is n minus 5. So here b square minus 12 square is equals to 4ac. Or you can write it like this, b square minus 4 into 3 into n minus 5 is equal to 0. We'll shift this to the other side. We can directly square it, but simpler form will be just to leave it in multiply. But minus into minus is plus. So plus 12 into 12 is equals to, this is negative. So on the other side, this would be positive 4 into 3 into n plus 5. Now we can cancel these. This 4 will be cancelled by this 12 3 times. And this is also cancelled. So 12. And here we have a negative sign. So 12 is equals to n minus 5. This is left. So therefore, n is equal to 12. This negative 5 will come here as plus 5. So n is equal to 17. This is the answer. Now the last question. Which of the following is true for this function? So we have to find the discriminant. That is b square minus 4ac. Then only we can decide the nature of root. So b here is minus 10. So minus 10 square minus 4 into a coefficient of x square is 1 into c is 25. So discriminant is minus 10 square is 100 minus 4 into 25, that is 100. So discriminant is coming as 0. If discriminant is 0, so what are we going to get? We are going to get equal roots. Another form of saying that we get equal root is this. It has one real root because we are getting x is equal to minus b plus minus 0 upon 2a. Basically, both of them are real numbers. So definitely, we'll get only one root and that one root will be a real number. Or if you're confused by the language, you can just eliminate the other options. We don't get two unequal roots. We don't get no real numbers. We definitely don't get imaginary numbers. So only this is left. We get only one real root. So we'll end this video. In the next video, we are going to discuss some tricks related to it, especially with the sum and product of quadratic equation formulas. And we'll just try a little more difficult questions as compared to these ones.